it's me again, Teacher Kat. Welcome to my teaching vlog. In this video, we will talk about the specific parts of writing a research proposal. Are you having a hard time in making your research proposal? Well, I know making a research proposal is really quite overwhelming. But let's make it very basic on your part. So without any further ado, let's start. Hello students, welcome to Ma'am Kath'z TV. We know that deciding or being tasked with writing a research proposal is quite overwhelming. These tasks cannot be done in just one setting or one night's effort. It takes weeks or even months to craft the best research proposal. A research proposal is a concise and coherent summary of your proposed research. It sets out the central issues or questions that you intend to address. It outlines the general area of study within which your research falls, referring to the timely knowledge and any recent topics, issues that need to investigate to raise these concerns. There were three aspects to consider in the making. First, your research question. You have clearly articulated the question and successfully argued that it is worth exploring. Second, your proposed methods. You have clearly proposed a logical, practical, ethical means for answering on your research question. And lastly, you as the researcher, you have shown a requisite level of skill, knowledge, and potential in giving the best recommendation from your research findings. So, if you are a senior high school student, college or master's degree student planning to do a research in a quantitative research design, here are the most essential parts for the research that are commonly presented during a research design hearing or proposal. To be specific, the scope of Chapter 1. Hence, every institution or school has its own sequence for presenting a research proposal. But, as I mentioned, these are the most essential preliminary parts to do in deciding to conduct a research. So, good luck! But first, allow me to assist you by explaining each part. First, the title page. It is important that the title page of your project is understandable to the general public, reflects the goal of the study, and attracts interest. A research title should be considered the following: your course specialization, observe or what you perceive in a problem, your research gap, ways of getting or processing data, respondents, the setting, and most of all, the research study contributions to the body of knowledge. Second is the approval sheet. In simple terms, an approval sheet for a thesis paper means the forms that are submitted by the researcher to the scholarly panel for getting an approval of the work. So, you may ask your thesis advisor for the complete details, names, and professional titles of your panel members, as well as the graduate school or institution format. For concise formatting and details, this page serves as the evidence that your research paper was once validated and ready for the next chapter. Third, acknowledgement and dedication. In a research paper, an acknowledgement refers to the section at the beginning of your thesis formatting, where you show your appreciation for the people who contributed to your project. It is up to you to determine who you are most grateful for helping with your research. But see to it to thank your panel members, advisors, and the head of the institution or school where you studied or presented your research proposal. On the other hand, a dedication is a message from the author prefix to a work in tribute to a person, group, or cause. You can give tribute to your parents, child, husband or wife, and people who are close to your heart and give you the motivation with this proposal. Indeed, it is important for you to know the difference between acknowledgement and dedication. Next is the abstract. An abstract is a short summary of your published or unpublished research paper, usually about paragraph of 6 to 7 sentences, about 150 to 250 words long. A well-written abstract serves multiple purposes. An abstract lets readers get the gist or essence of your paper or article quickly in order to decide whether to read the full paper. An abstract also helps readers understand the detailed information, analysis, and arguments in your full paper. And later, an abstract helps readers remember key points from your paper. It is also worth remembering that search engines and bibliographic databases use abstracts, as well as the title, to identify key terms for indexing your published paper. So, what you include in your abstract and in your title is crucial for helping other researchers find your paper or article in the web. If you are writing an abstract for a course paper, your professor may give you your specific guidelines for what to include and how to organize your abstract. Similarly, academic journals often have specific requirements for abstracts. So, in addition to the following the advice of this page, you should be sure to look for and follow any guidelines from the course or journal you're writing for. Next, the table of contents. If a book has a table of contents, so as in research. The table of contents is where you list the chapters and major sections of your thesis, dissertation, or research paper, alongside their page numbers. A clear and well-formatted table of contents is very essential, as it demonstrates to your reader that a quality paper will follow and readers are guided. To write a table of contents, you first write the title or chapter names of your research paper in chronological order. Secondly, you write the subheadings or subtitles if you have them in your paper. After that, you write the page number. May it be in a form of Roman numerals or numbers for the corresponding headings and subheadings. And let's move forward to chapter 1, specifically the introduction. Your introduction conveys a lot of information to your readers. You can let them know what your topic is, why is it important, and how you plan to proceed with your discussion. In most academic disciplines, your introduction should contain a thesis that will assert your main argument. This is the most important thing to include when writing an introduction on your thesis. A thesis statement is the main point of your paper. It should be narrow, focused, and specific. A thesis can be something you are arguing for or something you are arguing against. Whatever the case, be sure to include it. And also take note, do not exceed into 2 pages of your introduction. After the introduction, we have this theoretical background. To create your own theoretical framework, you can follow these 3 steps. First, identify your key concepts. Second, evaluating and explaining relevant theories. And lastly, showing how your research fits into existing research. On the other hand, what is the purpose of theoretical background? It helps researchers to generalize the various aspects of an observed phenomenon from simply describing it, and also identifies its limits. By validating and challenging theoretical assumptions, it facilitates the understanding of concepts and variables as per the given definitions and builds new knowledge. After the theoretical background, it is followed and paralleled by theoretical framework. Here, you explain the existing theories that support your research, showing that your work is grounded in established ideas. In other words, your theoretical framework justifies and contextualizes your later research, and is a crucial first step for your research paper, thesis, or dissertation. Also, your theoretical framework defines the key concepts in your research, suggests relationships between them, and discusses relevant theories based on your literature review. To make a strong framework based on relevant theories, your excellent theoretical framework should include related variables that you will measure and specific relationships that you want to understand. Describe your chosen theory to build a strong case for investigating it. It should also be supplemented with memorandums and Republic Acts that support the validity of a certain program, activity, or policies. The independent, and the intervening variables should be presented in your theoretical framework. It should be noted that each institution has a different prescribed format for presenting a framework, but the overall goal should be the same. Let's keep moving. And we are now on the heart of research, the SOP or statement of the problem. A good problem statement should be concise. The simpler your problem statement, the clearer the outcome. A reader of the project statement should be able to say, "Yes, I understand it," on the first read. The problem statement should be precise, to the point, and convey information to the reader directly. This may sound easy, but it is difficult for most organizations. People often find it extremely difficult to recognize and document the real problem, partly because they focus on the wrong things, generally symptoms rather than causes, and make incorrect presumptions about how the process really works. The research problem is at the heart of the study. It is a clear, definite statement of the area of concern or investigation and is backed by evidence, according to Bryman 2007. It drives the research questions and processes and provides the framework of understanding the research findings. Moving on, in every research, significance of the study is always the proposal or within the scope of the chapter 1. The significance of the study is a written statement that explains why your research was really needed. It's a justification of the importance of your work and the impact it has on your research field, its contribution to the new knowledge, and how other people will benefit from it. So, you have to be specific and mention them one by one who are the benefactors of this study. As we know, the main purpose of a research is to inform action, gather evidence for theories, and contribute to developing knowledge in a field of study. So, how your research will give an impact to its benefactors should always be clear. We are now on the research methodology. So, what is this research methodology? It is a specific procedures or techniques used to identify, select, process, and analyze information about a topic. In the research paper, the methodology section allows the reader to critically evaluate a study on its overall validity and reliability. There are different types of research methodology used in conducting a research. But, as a general rule, in universities or any institutions, research methodologies with their designs have concluded these methods. And according to them, qualitative research and quantitative research designs are the two main types of research methodology. On the other hand, part of research methodology is the flow of the study, wherein you present the overall process into three ways: the input, the process, and output. The environment section of your study must also be included. Part of it also is the presentation of the research environment, wherein you must provide basic information about the environment where you conducted your study or research. Specifically, if it really affects the respondents or the dependent variables. Present it in a form of descriptive text supported by a picture or a map of its certain location. Research environment is followed by the presentation of respondents section. Respondents are those individuals who complete a survey or interview for the researcher, or who provide data to be analyzed for the research study, or have actually taken part in the study. This definition applies to both qualitative and quantitative studies. Therefore, it is a need to present them in a form of table with its percentage according to the rule of the study, might be based on their demographic profile or their perception on a certain topic or problem. And we are almost done on making our research proposal. We are now on the treatment of data section. So, statistical treatment of data is when you apply some form of statistical method to do a data set to transform it from a group of meaningless numbers into meaningful output. It could be in a form of mean, mode, median, regression, conditional probability, sampling, standard deviation, distribution of range, and some more statistical treatments. The correct treatment of data and research is really important in maintaining the authenticity, reliability, and accuracy of the research. So, it is a must that you include it on your research proposal to give your panelists an idea on what specific statistical treatment that you may use to conduct and interpret relevant and valid data. And finally, on the last part of your research proposal, we have the definition of terms. One section that is often required in a thesis or research is the definition of terms. This gives your readers an understanding of the concepts or factors that will be discussed throughout your study, as well as the contextual information so as how to use those concepts in your study. Take note that you should use operational definitions. Again, operational definitions. An operational definition of terms refers to a detailed explanation of the technical terms and measurements used during data collection. This is done to standardize the data. Whenever data is being collected, it is necessary to clearly define how to collect the data. You must cite the source of your definition so that it will give your work credibility, and you will also avoid the risk of plagiarism. Citing definitions can also show the extent of your research on the topic. We are about to end this video, so I will give you the specific tips on writing your research proposals. Number 1, get feedback and edit it. Then edit some more and give more feedback. Number 2, the more diverse opinions and criticism you receive on your proposal, the better suited it will be and the more your proposal will improve. Number 3, think of it. Your research proposal is not a binding document. It is a proposal. It is well understood by all concerned that the research you end up pursuing may be different from that in your proposal. So please be open to criticism. Number 4, instead of treating your proposal as a final binding document, think of it as a flexible way to plan an exciting but feasible project that you would like to pursue. And lastly, remember that nothing is set in stone. Once again, here is the detailed outline of the parts of your research proposal. I hope you gained some insights. Your research proposal has never been easy. But with open-mindedness, perseverance, patience, and hard work, I know you can do it. Just enjoy the journey. And to defend what I am saying, here is my thesis and here is my dissertation, both of which have been published internationally. Alam ko mga ka-learnings, soon kayo rin. Good luck and God bless.
Naway meron po tayong natutunan sapagkat angat pa rin ang mag-aaral na palaging bukas sa bagong pagkatuto. Magkita-kita po tayo muli dito lang mga ka-learning sa Kath'z TV.